I'm hoping there's an apology to me here.
Ah, another day reacting to drama. And what a great way to start the day, by reacting to other streamers, reacting to the same monstrosity of whatever this 32-page MLA format pile of shit. No, Mr. Editor, be nice. I was told that a rat made this, and I never knew a rat can type a paper, let alone use a computer. What in the world is that? Zoom in on that chatter.
I thought it was just an excuse, but the more I see how others who share that same lockdown experience and also struggle with social settings, the more I understand how damaging those years of lockdown were.
Looks like I'm not the only one who sees this.
I feel strongly that many of you don't realize how much influence you wield and how that can seriously push someone over the edge one day. 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿, do you not get...
Oh no!
Alright. Let's talk about it, dog. Let's pull it up. Because you are another person who thinks that you're safe because you're going into Mr. Pokey's chat. So I want you to explain what I'm doing that's a problem. Let's get it. Because people do this shit all the time. Where you go into Mr. Pokey's shit, you talk all of this shit. I don't know why the you're not getting banned. I don't know why the you're not getting banned trying to talk somebody else. I just think half the things you call 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 out on is things you do yourself and probably any streamer. Okay, first of all, here's the big difference between me and 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍. I don't pretend to be a good guy. I don't pretend to be a nice guy. Okay, 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍 parades himself as this holier-than-thou God of a man, his own words, God complex. There's a very big difference. Okay, second of all, a lot of us, and the whole irony of this whole post is that 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍 is going through what I once went through because of him. Okay? There are a lot of things that I might say this guy's doing and no one's calling him out on that I know I do myself, because when I do it, it's a problem. When somebody else does it, it's fine. And that's why I'm calling out people on behavior that I myself do, because they need to be called out for it too. Does that make sense? Because yes, there are things that he does that are bad that I do, right? But the difference is that when I do it, I get called out. When he does it, he does not get called out. And they say, well, it's okay because it's not Tectone. Do you understand? You've been following me for 4 years and you've gifted a sub. But that's not really true though. Like, there are things you just bash on people. Sometimes you not necessarily deny yourself, but you say someone ignorant. Okay, give me an example. Like, when people deflect, sometimes they do, but when someone mentions about yourself, you just say, no, I'm right. Okay, well, it's probably because I'm right. Anyways. So yeah, so tell me something that I deflect that I'm wrong about. Because the thing is, if you're implying that anything that anybody ever says about you should be listened to is just wrong. Because here's the thing, if someone's wrong, someone's wrong. No one has to listen to everything anybody says about them. That's not deflection, okay? Because I'm what you call a controversial figure. And every single day, I will see opinions about me that are wrong, opinions about me that are right, and I myself have to decide what is worth listening to. That's not deflection, it's called self-preservation. Not everything everybody says about you is true, and you don't have to listen to everything everybody says about you. Case in point, chat, you're all
a bunch of geniuses.
And if you're not listening, you're deflecting. That's just not how it goes. And if you really don't have the critical thinking ability to understand when to listen and when to, in your words, deflect, well, that's on you, because people say false things all the time. And the thing is, I will listen to things that are said about me if there's a line of logic behind it that we can talk about. But when people just say, this is your problem, and they just throw it out and they don't say why or how or can they support it, then there's no reason to listen to it. And hopefully that makes sense. You have to understand who says things that you should be worried about and who says things that you shouldn't. Does that make sense? Cool. Like when people deflect, sometimes they do, but when someone mentions about yourself, you say, no, I'm right. Even when you were clearly in the wrong. Like when? Like when? Sometimes you are, sometimes you aren't. Like when? A clear example recently, I guess, would be their time your chat wasn't understanding your take and had to go, I believe, was 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍 for clarity. Okay, so let's talk about that. So there was a time where I was misunderstood for how contracts work, because I realized I was in a group of people that don't understand business and companies and company practices. So what did I do? I went to 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍, a guy who understands that, a guy where people believe his word because he's impartial, which is something that everybody should strive to be, and waited on the subject. And then all of those confused chatters then understood it and said, oh, now I get it when I informed them. That is exactly what I was saying the whole time. So that is another example of just because you say a group or a thing to a group of people that all don't get it, right? When you go to somebody who does get it, who is understanding of the business practices, who actually has experience on the field, that's the big difference. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't matter if 5
Mint pickers
tell you that you're wrong. It only matters if the one person who's right is correct, the person who has experience. It doesn't matter what 5 unexperienced people say. It only matters what one experienced person says. Hopefully that makes sense. That's why you use Google, not Bing, because nobody gives a fuck about Bing. Nobody gives a fuck about Bing. Okay, you're just a Google yes man, okay? Google's the only thing that matters. Does that make sense or no? And I'm hoping you would agree that 𝙀𝙋𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘿 knows more about companies. And I hope that you understand that I know more about companies than 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝙋𝘼𝙉𝙍, a guy who isn't in any companies whatsoever. Hopefully you understand that. So it doesn't matter what somebody says who has no practice in that world thinks. That's why it was annoying as shit. Because I had to educate a bunch of people who don't know how businesses work and how contracts work. Does that make sense? So do you have any other example, Neku? Sag, he killed himself. Got an ad, so I can't hear now, but like I said in Pokies, like I said here, there are things that you like to call out on yourself. Okay, so are you ignoring everything that I just said? I get that. No, I'm not. So do you understand how you're wrong about that example? Because once again, you're moving the goalpost rather than just saying, I'm sorry, I was wrong. You are giving clarity on your side, I get it. Okay, but it still happens. Okay, when? I'll let you give another example. I will let you give another example. So give me your example of these things you keep saying that I do. Just let me know. I got you pulled up and everything. There's not going to be another ad for another 30 minutes. Just as 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍 has his own clarity. Really? Oh, yep. That document was very truthful, wasn't it? Wasn't it? It's very truthful when somebody has to take 4 months to write a 34-page document, isn't it?
It was also made by a rat. Why isn't anyone talking about the rat part?
So where are these examples of me doing these things that you're saying that I do? Well, you say you know about Brax having a contract with 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍, right? Yes. Go on. But you never bothered to bring that up ever 4 months ago. And? And?
Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Activate editor powers.
And instead just hammered down on 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝙗 saying he had the influence to take that away when he never did. Okay, so first of all, show me proof that he never did. I would like to see your proof of that. Okay? And second of all, here's another fun one. So I knew about Brax's contract, and I knew that it was also ending soon. And he said that he was going to weigh in on a lot of things once it has ended. And you also have the same influence with whichever sponsors you may have to give others opportunities. Yes, and I don't take those away from people off of gut feelings or let anything that happened between us ever get between that. With proof by letting you guys know that I even let people into my channel who have actively copyright struck my channel, which was vouched for by Mugen. That I can't know. Exactly. So what you're saying is bad that 𝙀𝙓𝙋𝘼𝙉𝘍's doing. What you're saying is bad that I'm doing. You now yourself are now doing that. Does that make sense? Your feelings are your own and you only know. Okay, Neku, I need you to really buckle down here. Okay? I need you guys to really buckle down here. And I need you to understand, Neku, right? You fucked up. Is what it is. Is what it is. It's all good. I just want you to go back into Mr. Pokey's chat and say, hey guys, I was talking about a lot of things I didn't know about. And then it is what it is. It's all good. I hold no ill feelings about you. And I'm glad you brought this shit to me. Okay? I ain't gonna ban you or nothing. Okay? It's all good. So just let Mr. Pokey say, no, hey, spoke out of turn. Cool? Neither me to you, just say what I say. It's all good. Hey, I ain't gonna ban you, bro. You've been following me for 4 years. You all good, bro.
Looks like we ended on a good note today. Chatter didn't get banned, Tectone explained it to him, and I gotta make a 10-minute video.